Whoa. How's everybody? Hope you're enjoying your day. Welcome to a rebroadcast of the very first of the Old Man Listens to Radiohead videos. I did these in chronological order, so as you know, most of these things were taken down. So what we'll do is just rebroadcast them, but make it so that it's easier for you guys to follow along. This one's going to be basically the origin of Bongo, for all of you that were wondering. Fact is, I've never rewatched it, so I have no idea what I said. I try as much as possible to be someone who listens to music that gives... When I'm listening to a piece of music, and this was actually the first time I ever heard any Radiohead at all. This was the first needle drop of any Radiohead. When I do that, I try to give it a considered approach all the time. I try to stay as open-minded as possible, listen to it, and, try to connect. And if I do, I do, and if I don't, I don't. I think you guys know that I did not connect with this record, but seeing as this video was taken down, I thought it would be a good idea to just rebroadcast it, but what we did is we muted out. We didn't cut out, okay? We left the video exactly the same length, okay? But we muted out all of the music. So what I would ask you to do is turn on your what's it called? Your Spotify or wherever it is that you want, and cue up the album Pablo Honey. Pablecito? Pablo? Come to Florida. Yeah, cue up Pablo Honey if you want to listen along. That's going to be the way that we work this, right? So, as soon as I start the video, it'll be the original video. But when the needle drop starts with the actual music, the music will be faded out so that we don't get knocked off. Okay, that's when it is that you will be cued, and you will see a visual cue on the screen. Okay, which will tell you to press play and start listening if you so desire. And here we go. I guess we'll do a complete reworking, a complete rebroadcast of the original Pablo Honey video. From what I see, there aren't many Radiohead fans who like the records to begin with, but I don't know. We'll see. Welcome to all of you, and here we go. For a variety of reasons, it kind of just escaped my radar. And so I've managed to pick up a few of the records and was missing a couple. I will be playing all 7 of these records in chronological order for the very first time in my life. I will be listening to this. I will play 1 album a day, not the weekend, but today, tomorrow, and all of next week during the weekdays. I will play 1 album a day from the Radiohead catalog in chronological order until I gotta turn off my own voice though. So once the albums are done, you'll see my real-time reactions. Subscribe to our channel. We're just about to cross over 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, and leave comments. Tell me your reactions the first time you listened to Radiohead, what you thought of it. We're going to do 1 album a day and see how this entire thing goes. I must say that I am curious to see how it will go, so let's find out. All right, so we start with album number 1. Please confirm, by the way, that the volume is done properly. The first album will be Pablo Honey, 1993 debut. All of a sudden, I'm worried about volume of this entire fucking thing, so let me just check real quick. Okay, looks like it's going well. So yeah, I'm gonna start right here at 1993, Pablo Honey, their very first record. Look, I remember these records, coming out without any doubt at all. I was 23 years old in 1993, so full on the whole grunge scene, or whatever it is that you want to call that alternative music scene. I mean, we used to just call it alternative music at one point. Grunge kind of got old as a term. I don't remember exactly when, but Radiohead dropped Pablo Honey, and I certainly remember, people buying it. I remember seeing it in on CD in various stores, but never picking it up. Never heard a single song on it either. Now, I don't know what it is that kept me away, but the thing that's going to be interesting about playing these 7 records in succession is that you guys, I hear obviously what everybody says about Radiohead. Everybody, considers it's just a pivotal band. If anything, maybe that generation's Pink Floyd that's certainly the impression that I have, right? As someone who has never listened to it, it seems like it's that generation's Pink Floyd. Now, I love Pink Floyd, especially, the early years, but it's going to be interesting to hear this for the first time. The only track I have ever heard from Radiohead, one and a tiny part of another track. The tiny part would be the song Karma Police. I've heard only the chorus. I've heard the chorus, nothing more. And the only full song I've ever heard of Radiohead is Creep, because, well, I used to play Guitar Hero, so I played Guitar Hero and know the song. Other than that, this is going to be a complete discovery for me. I thought that I would record it because I'd be interested in seeing your own comments and seeing what you thought of these records the first time that it came out. It's going to be interesting to talk about and share the very clear evolution of the band. Why do I say very clear? Because I've read your comments over all of these years. So, it's not like I've not read the tons of comments and how the band has evolved over the years, but I don't know firsthand what that evolution is. From what I understand, things start once OK Computer comes out, they start developing their sound. But I guess I'm going to find out for myself, right? So just to show the albums that I will be playing over all of these days, we will start today with Radiohead Pablo Honey. Then we will move on to the bends. By the way, these might not be in alphabetical order either. Why? Because I don't know, not alphabetical, but chronological. Why? Because I don't know the chronological order. So I kind of guessed. Ben's, OK Computer. If I get them wrong, by the way, the chronology, please feel free to correct me. Kid A, Amnesiac, Hail to the Thief, In Rainbows, and then I have this Thom Yorke record, which I've never heard either, so maybe I'll play that. But why don't we get started right at the beginning with 1993's Pablo Honey, which is available in the store, vinyljunkies.store. Our shipping's cheap, our delivery is real good, and no contact, We're open 24 hours a day, and we'll drop that off right to your door. I'm very proud to say that the store is, as somebody who's collected records his entire life, it certainly meets my credentials for what I consider to be just a well-stocked store that provides good service. So go browse our 42,000 plus titles. Go build yourself a nice playlist, not playlist, but a want list, so that even if you can't buy them today, we'll save all of those collections for you, so you can pick them up whenever it is that you want. And we're going to get started. I wonder what this is going to be like. So, what's song 1? I believe song 1 is Creep, if I'm not wrong. Hold on, just let me check. No. Song 1 is a song called You. All right, so I guess it starts there, man. I've never heard You, so here you go, folks. First needle drop. So that was the first song they ever presented to the world, right? Unless, of course, there's demos or that kind of thing. I wouldn't know. Of course, I'm completely open to hearing whatever it is that you guys have to say. And, well, I'm pretty sure by the time we do 7 days of one Radiohead album each, I'm going to wind up learning a whole lot of it. I look very forward to reading your comments and seeing what you guys have to say about the entire deal. Now, what I'm hearing from the first song, and I gotta tell you, maybe that's one of the things that kind of turned me off to the band, is I hear a little bit of Bono in that voice. Now, Bongo's not my favorite person in the world. It's not my favorite band either. Of course, I'll never knock anyone who posts. It's certainly not on the Facebook group. I mean, you guys are allowed to like whatever it is that you want, right? But, on the other hand, it's not my cup of tea. So, it's certainly not the kind of thing that, I mean, if I heard that, for example, back in, 93 when this record came out, 23 years old, I would have said, okay, yeah, sure. You know? But I would think that that whole, I don't know, little bit of similarity to Bongo of U2's voice would make it so it's not so much my thing. But I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's it sounds like everything else from the period almost. Okay, at one point I got a feeling for Bush. I don't remember what. There was some kind of riff at the beginning of the song that reminded me a little bit of Bush, and I don't like Bush either. I can't stand that guy's voice. I don't know. That guy always gave me douche chills. It's not really my thing, you know? But, yeah? Do you guys remember the first time you heard this? Let me see if I can get to at least try to organize the comments so that I can answer some of your questions. One of the most interesting comments that I saw immediately up on the Facebook is, where have I lived for the past 20 years? Simone, I bought other records and listened to other music. I never stopped listening to music. I just thought that there were many more things back then that were far more interesting than this. I mean, for my particular thing, 23 was the age where I was going backwards a lot. So I kind of began discovering funk and going deep into funk. And I started, through hip hop, I started discovering jazz and going deeper into jazz. So I think that maybe one of the reasons that this just didn't make it for me was that I was going backwards into the world of funk and jazz and the roots of hip hop. To me, was more interesting and a better way for me to spend my record budget than buying what I've heard up to now, something that sounds like a lot of everything else. Now, again, I already know what the reputation of Pablo Honey is. I know that their sound changes radically, and at the beginning they kind of just sound like another alternative band. I've heard all of that, but I'm going to hear it for myself. And now I'll play you the only song that I do know from the band, which is Creep. Like I've said, the reason it is that I know Creep is simply because I used to play, whenever it came out, Guitar Hero. One of the Guitar Heroes had Creep on it, so I played it and heard the song a bunch of times, and I like the song. I've played it during my regular VJ Pirate radio shows. I've played it during the Virus sessions, which have been going on for you who are new to this whole program. Tune in, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and tune in. We do the Virus broadcasts every single evening until this COVID nightmare is over. Okay, so we're on day 35 right now, 35 straight days, and we've really built a very cool interactive family, a very cool community, and we welcome you to join us. That will happen later on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, so just over 5 hours from now. I invite you to subscribe and join. If you like the record, hey, buy it. And if you already have the record, pretty simple, man. I want to hear what you guys had to say about it. I want to learn from you. You follow what I'm saying? And so we move on to our very next song, which is Creep. Janice Garcia says that she knows nothing of Radiohead outside their songs on the radio. Okay, so you see, I don't feel that alone when I read this kind of thing. I don't know what their songs on the radio are, because by that point in my life, I wasn't listening to radio anymore. I was just listening to my own stuff. But let's find out, all right? Let's get to the only song that I actually know from the Radiohead catalog, Creep. I'm happy to have you guys along. I'm loving your comments, and we'll push through as many as I can. And, yeah, get yourself a drink, get yourself another cup of coffee, and let's chill for a while. What do you say? All right. I mean, I've had a chance to listen to that song maybe a dozen times, so it's not like I'm not familiar with it. I dig it. You know, I don't belong here. So fucking special, all this. It's alienation, sure. But I don't know. Just seemed all too straightforward to me. It still does. I mean, I like the song. It's just that riff. that riff, I dig very much. Like the song, it's catchy, and I'm pretty sure that if it wasn't for Radiohead, I simply would have never known it. But what it is that kind of keeps it a little bit in the loop in terms of the music that I listen to right now is the fact that my wife likes it, and I've heard her sing it in the past, and you know, I think maybe a few years ago, it's like, Sam, what's the name of this song? And I didn't know, you know. But she sang the song, and I knew which song. I looked it up, and it's like, all right, Creep, sure. So now that's a song that we listen to. You know, I played regularly. I like it. So now we move on to song 3. I will be getting to your comments just a little bit at a time. Let's see what we have. My wife straight up says it's one of her favorite songs. Colorado Sam says the Creep videos on MTV was his first introduction. I hear folks saying that the singles were their first introduction to Radiohead. Tell me, what other single was there off Pablo Honey besides Creep? I'm curious, because, I mean, we're going to come up to them. Was You the first song a single? Let me know so that I kind of listen with that ear, right? Because when a band releases their singles, it's because they want those singles to be a representation of the entire record. It's like you listen to this and you'll go out and you'll buy the entire record. So it's kind of a little bit of a either a very strong sampling for the record, or in a lot of cases, you know, much to the chagrin of people who buy records, it's their song, it's their big song type of thing. You know, and I'm sure I'm not the only guy who's ever bought records that have one single or two singles and the rest of it's kind of floater, you know. But I don't know. I dig it up to now. Does that count? The Benz Vidyas is saying that the next album is where it is, and I'm going to find it interesting. If I find Creep interesting, the Benz. Okay, well, that's going to happen tomorrow. I will play it. Okay. Christopher Mitchell Weitzel says that Creep was the only single on this album. Okay, I didn't know that. Brandy Smith says, push play. Is that a song, or are you telling me that I should shut up? If it's a song, thank you. And if it's not a song and you're telling me to shut up, go fuck yourself. Leave my radio station, Brandy Smith. Go away. All right. Song 3. How Do You? Let's hear what this one sounds like. Hope you're enjoying this as much as I am, man. Certainly something for us to do together, right? Here we go. Song 3. How Do You off 1993's Pablo Honey. Yeah, you see, now, if I heard that back then, I mean, it's possible, let's say, that maybe somebody may have played this record at a party and I just don't remember it. But I can tell you that if that song, How Do You, got played in the background, I know why I would keep away from Radiohead. That bored me. It's like at the beginning, I kind of heard some, jangly, aggressive stuff, and then I heard uh, super generic vocal stylings that sounded like everything else back then. By 1993, grunge was beginning to become a parody of itself almost. So I know people will get pissed off because there's a whole lot of Stone Temple Dickheads fans, but Stone Temple Dickheads, that first record, to me sounded like cut and paste grunge. All right, let's take what everybody else did. After that, they got more interesting. That whole Vatican gift shop stuff I really liked. And Bush kind of felt that way to me. Didn't want to listen to it. There were a few. Oh, fuck. By the time I got to Candlebox, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And it's like a rehash of a rehash. So if I've heard this stuff and I heard something like the third song off this album, Pablo Honey, How Do You? For me, I'm pretty sure that even back then, it's like, yeah, next. Wait a second. There's this Freddie Hubbard album I heard about, Red Clay. I think I'm going to go spend my money on that and not on Pablo Honey. So I can kind of see why it is that I overlooked. Okay. Let's move on to song 4, Stop Whispering, which is, song 4 on side 1. I'm very much enjoying your comments. I'll push as many up on the board, on the screen as I can. And if you like this kind of programming and you want to see the rest of these, this is only the first of 7 Radiohead albums that I'm going to play in succession. So tomorrow I guess I'm going to be playing The Bends, and we'll just keep going from there. So subscribe to the channel so that you get updates if you want them. And if you want to buy the record, it's in the store. I just want you to know something, though. And I've said this to all of the regular listeners, but anything you buy today, any experience that you have today during this time that we're all kind of like sequestered and we're social distancing, this is going to be the soundtrack of your life. These are the records you're going to remember forever. So if you actually enjoy the idea of listening to this album for the first time through the ears of somebody who has never listened to it, like myself, that's kind of why it is that I did the programming. I wanted to share something special with you. I wanted to connect with people who are exactly like me, never heard Radiohead despite the, the great success. And moreover, allow people who have become huge Radiohead fans over the years to relive those experiences and enjoy those experiences again. Those of you that are expecting a straight play so that I do like a jukebox are in the wrong place. The entire point of this is to kind of recreate the feeling of playing the record live, which is to say we're together in a room and sharing our thoughts on the music and just enjoying it. So I would suggest Spotify for those who just want to listen to the music. All right? If you want to fuck off if you don't want to listen. Just fuck off. Yeah. Song 4, Stop Whispering. All right. Now I'm starting to piece together why maybe Radiohead would have gone completely over my head as a 23-year-old. I'm pretty sure I never want to hear that song again. I mean, that's like, please pay attention to us. We're this generation's next U2. Look, we have painted by numbers every element, but we added a little bit of noisy guitar at the end to make us more relevant for this generation. I mean, the guitar at the end, I like noisy guitar a lot. I can certainly say that Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins did a lot of that noisy guitar stuff that caught my interest way more than that. That just they sound like a bunch of fucking posers. It sounds like 90s slop. And again, listen, I'm not trying to insult anybody either. Fact is, if I was, 13 years old and getting into music, or 12 years old, that first year in high school where everybody starts talking music a little bit more, kind of thing. So you start trading tapes with each other and trading CDs, and it's like, listen to this, listen to this. I mean, I can certainly understand being 13 years old, listening to this record and thinking, oh, wow. And, if you're the type of person that you're completely married to a certain sound or a certain era, I can understand that as well. But I'm with Tommy Alaska, who says, so far I'm really happy I don't own this. Like, for me, if I heard this at a party in 1993, I know that that's the decision where it's kind of like, okay, I don't need to hear anymore. I don't need to know this band. Like, it just, boom, it would have stopped. So what I'm trying to say is that song we just heard, Stop Whispering, if that was a single, yeah, that would have been the song that would have made sure I never buy a Radiohead album. I still like Creep, though, but at this point, I'm pretty sure my feeling is that I'll never play this record again. Let's see if the rest of the album changes my mind. If it does, I'll tell you, Next song is song 5, Thinking About You, off 1993's album Pablo Honey, Radiohead. And hey, if you want it, if you're 13 years old and you want it, it's in the store, Pick it up at vinyljunkies.store. And hey, once you get to it, just browse the other 42,000 items. There are good records in there. There's everything in there. If you want to see what day 2 is going to be like as we go through this entire Radiohead discography, what you do is subscribe to the channel, the YouTube channel, subscribe to, like this video, do all of that stuff so that you can get your updates. All right, we're going to do what song now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thinking About You. We're going to listen to Thinking About You, song 5, on side 1 of this record here. Radiohead, Pablo Honey. Sorry, Brooke. Not liking this up to now. Love is a temple, love a higher love. Then on it, holding on to what you got to give. One love. Fuck off! I fucking hate Bono. I can't stand Bongo. This guy sounds like a fucking Bongo wannabe. I want to stab him in the head. That sucked. I absolutely understand why I didn't fucking get into Radiohead at this point in the career, at least. I mean, I'm sure I listened to this record back then. It's impossible I didn't. You know, you're in university, you're around a bunch of kids that listen to this stuff and they're expanding their music, and this is the kind of thing that would have definitely been around. But I can see why it is that my mind tried to erase this. It sounds like radio cut and paste to me. That whole bongo thing that he's doing with his voice, that was painful to listen to. Didn't like it. I didn't know that I would have such strong feelings. You see, the thing is that I keep this stuff to myself when it comes to the forums, because you can't write this stuff. If you write this stuff down, what winds up happening is you have every troll in the universe getting in and blowing up a conversation where it becomes more about trolling and being an asshole online than it does about discussing music. Given that this is a live feed, it's a different thing. You're never going to see me say anything bad about Pablo Honey if anybody ever posts it on the Facebook forum. I won't do it. Why? Because it's just, don't be an asshole. People are allowed to like what they like. What, you don't like everything you like is great? You know? Taste is entirely subjective. So you're allowed to like and not like whatever you want, but don't be an asshole about it. You know? We're doing a live show here, so I'm kind of telling you how I feel about it, but why don't we continue? Let's see if we can get this misery out of the way. Oh, this one. The song title already scares me. So last song on this side is Anyone Can Play Guitar. Jesus Christ. Alright. Let's keep an open mind, alright? Let's keep an open mind. Am I being too harsh on this? Subscribe to the channel, alright? Like, comment. We're having a good time here. Pablo Honey, Radiohead's very first record. That is the first side of Radiohead music that I have ever heard, and I'm certain I'm never going to play that record again. Maybe side two will be different. I mean, I liked Creep, and what I've heard of side one is almost makes me like. Actually, it kind of makes me like Creep even less. Because by now I've listened to an entire side of Radiohead, and it's like playing my guitar on the. It's just the lyrics are absolutely fucking horrendous. They're boring. Everything just. There's nothing authentic. Nothing feels authentic about any of what it is that I heard. The only song that I don't know was even remotely interesting to me was "Creep" because. Again, I listened to it in Guitar Hero, and it's been with me. My wife likes it. The lyrics are fun, but now it's kind of like the reason it is that the shine's almost off of it, and I never really like the reason that the shine's off that song a little bit is because it makes me listen to the lyrics of Creep within the context of the entire side one of this record, and makes me realize this is just another fucking cut and paste job. Now I want you to know, you guys, those of you that watch this program regularly, know that I will absolutely fucking admit when it is that I like something. I'll turn on a dime. So for me, what it is that I'm expecting at this point, this album is for me absolutely no. Okay, but so far we got still another half side, and I'll be happy to, if I like it, I'll say it. But the bends is where it is that. I have a feeling I'm not going to like the bends, but from what I'm reading of the comments, like I'm reading all of your comments here, from what I'm reading of the comments, it sounds like the bends is going to start to become a bit more interesting. So it's going to be interesting to see where the line is between, this cut and paste that I'm hearing here and this band that so many of you revere. This band that from my understanding as an outsider who doesn't know the band yet, it's just very much the Pink Floyd of their generation. Am I wrong? Well, the only way we're going to find that out is if I keep listening to the damn record, and, we'll see. I'm curious to see how the entire listening experience will change for me. From album to album. We will do one album a day, not counting the weekend, okay? So you're going to get another record tomorrow. That would be the Bends, which is, what year did the Bends come out? Is it? Yeah. What year did this record come out? 1995. Okay, so this would be 2 years later. So we're going to be listening to that tomorrow. And you guys, if you don't know it yet, you should tune into the Virus broadcasts. The best idea is to do it on YouTube. Go to look up Vinyl Junkies and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We get on every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's just in just over 4.5 hours. We will be on live again and broadcasting every single night and hanging out and chilling exactly like we're doing right now until this entire gingivitis virus is gone. All right, side two. What do you guys think of the album so far? Am I the only one here who's listened to this for the first time? Is there any first-time listeners also? Share your thoughts, man. Let's hear it. Side two. Pablo Honey. So that was my favorite song, along with Creep, on this record so far. I don't know. I dug it. I don't remember who. The chat's acting up already, so I'll push through whatever comments that I can. Facebook people, you should know that Facebook is really big on taking down these streams. That's why this is pirate radio. So my suggestion, if you see this stream go down on Facebook, just look for us on YouTube. Just look for Vinyl Junkies. Our channel is there. You'll notice our art, our logo, and you can engage in the lively discussion that happens there as well. We'll be on again tonight, as I've mentioned, 8 p.m. This is the first of 7 days of straight Radiohead play. This is my very first spin of these records. I will play them chronologically, the first 7 albums, until we get to the end, and share, I don't know, the experience with you. Good, bad, ugly, all of it. Again, listen, I'm no critic. I don't want to be a critic either. I think my opinion should count for absolutely nothing. If you like it, that's what matters. If you have positive memories with this record, then what I think and what I'm saying doesn't matter at all. Not even for 1 second. Music critics are complete assholes. So that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to share my experience in an entertaining fashion, but you know, don't use your opinions as some kind of indicator that you're right or you understand something more than other people. Everyone's taste is different, and it comes down to respecting each other. Are you there to talk about shitty art, or are you there to share your appreciation of art? There's a difference between the two. So this is just me being an asshole. You know, an interesting show. Elbow37 says he appreciates, or she appreciates, my opinion on this album. Look, it's not opinion. It's just like I said. I'm telling you my feeling on it. The first song on second side, Ripcord, I liked that. You see, I can now imagine, for example, like I put together a lot of this stuff for the evening shows. So the virus broadcasts happen every single evening. I could imagine playing Ripcord on future virus broadcasts. I would not touch anything but Creep and Ripcord, though. As a matter of fact, I think after this I'm probably going to retire Creep, because I've already played it 2-3 times, and it's like, alright, time to move on. But why don't we get to song 2? On side 2, Vegetable. This should be interesting. Do any of you have this album? How many first timers when it comes to this album? Is it just me? Alright. Song 2, Vegetable. Tomorrow we do the bends. So subscribe to the channel if you dig this entire thing that I'm doing. We're going to keep going, and we just got thrown off Facebook. Told you. Fuck Facebook. Alright. Yeah. If I needed another reason to state that I hate vegetables, that might be it. Pretty boring. I mean, music's supposed to excite you inside, you know? It's not doing it. I mean, I can't put it on. What's fun is reading your comments. By the way, I think you guys know already, but we've been thrown off Facebook. We know that's going to happen. Facebook now, the streams are going to get shorter and shorter and shorter. We're going to start getting thrown off at about the 50-minute mark. Every single time it's there. I hate streaming on Facebook. But here we are on YouTube. This is so far not for me. Though, I think, well, especially those of you who listen to this deal, every day kind of thing, yeah, I'm going to listen to it and I'm going to give everything a fair shot and I'm going to tell you what songs I like and what songs I don't like. I mean, my reservations, everybody works on their art. You start somewhere. I mean, if I was an artist who put together a shitty cut and paste record and managed to sell a ton of records, and that's what it is that fueled me to make, masterpieces in the future, I'd be very, very happy if I was that artist. So I want to be able to put everything I'm saying into its proper context. I don't know the other stuff, and I'm absolutely not ready to judge anything until I've heard it, or just listen, or just experience. I gotta experience the damn thing, and it either hits you or it doesn't. And sometimes, you can usually hear when a record's a creeper. Like when a record is like, okay, well, there's a lot happening here, so I'm catching only so much, and then you go deeper. For me, like Father John Misty, I Love You Honey Bear was one of those records where it took me a while to get past the fact that the entire persona of Father John Misty is a fucking douchebag. Like I don't like the entire persona of Father John Misty, and because of it would probably not see it live. I've seen videos of him live and not enjoyed it, but then you listen to the music and you hear all of these elements that it's like, wow, this is great. So, I'd rather listen to Father John Misty than see John Misty. Does that make sense? Maybe not. Anyway, whatever. We all like and don't like what we like and don't like. You see? That's why it's these philosophies, is this fucking musical philosophy. That's why you watch shows like this. What song are we up to? Put me out of my misery. Prove yourself. Yeah, fuck. Right back at you, Radiohead. Prove yourself. Well, they did prove it. The album was a smash hit, right? BBC, all the rest of this. They proved it. They win. I still won't buy it. Can't afford Yeah, that sucked. The minute it is that he starts trying to sing like bongo, everything about it is going to turn me off. I fucking hate U2. I hate them. And it's not the music so much. It's not the music. I'm Italian. Every fucking Italian loved U2, and they all danced the same way, and they all had the same haircuts, and they all had terrible taste. Those are the people who fucking sell you your ceramic tiles now. I hate those people. I fucking hate them. They're the same people. They're still listening to the same albums. You put on I Will Follow, and they got that stupid U2 dance that they do. Boring ass people. So, I'm prejudiced. Because most of the people I know who like U2 are fucking idiots. I don't connect with them. They're kind of the normies. You understand? They're exactly the kind of person that makes me feel weird for liking something different than that. U2 was the white bread of that generation. U2 was the white bread. Okay? And it sounds like Radiohead just wants to get onto the white bread wagon. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm pretty sure I'm never playing this record again. So, why don't we get through it? 1, 2, 4 songs left, eh? Alright. No, 3 songs left. Anyway, this next song is perfectly titled for me. The song's called I Can't. This is the first time that I can relate to something on this fucking record. I can't either. But I promised I was gonna do it, so let's just fucking do it. Let us suffer together. Yeah, that bored me too. Music's not supposed to bore you. Like, I listen to this and I know that every other record in my collection is more interesting. I don't need this. So, it's interesting to read your comments all about U2. Ebao37 says he's always heard Tom York when he listens to Radiohead. Now all you can hear is bongo. Yeah, dude. All I hear is fucking bongo ripoff here, man. It's just, it sounds bad. It's not for me. It's just not for me. Whatever. I mean, there's a lot of fans of U2, so fucking go spend $300 on a stadium and watch that asshole with his glasses and fuck him. Stupid dickhead. He's so fucking important. He goes and talks to the Pope. Fuck off. So you guys, you know, I'm reading these memories of, like, you remember when the iTunes came out, preloaded with U2? It's like, no, because I kind of got off the iTunes, I think, by that point, but it's like, fuck that. People didn't go for it. It's like, you're not giving people a gift. You're giving them an extra chore, which is removing your fucking album out of iTunes. You just gave them a job. Guess what? Now they actively hate you, U2 and Bongo. Stupid band. Stupid hair, stupid eyeglasses. I hate him. My favorite Bono story, you know what my favorite Bongo story is? This clown ass. He writes a letter because he's important. You know, he writes a letter. He's like fucking the Bill Cosby of rock and roll. He writes a letter to fucking Captain Beefheart, who by this point left music a long time ago and just dedicated his life to art, to just painting. And writes him a letter because it's like, oh, it is the great Bongo that's writing. He is now summoning Captain Beefheart. That fucking clown. So he writes a letter to Captain Beefheart talking about how he's a great fan and admires his work and asks if he would like to collaborate on a project sometime. And Beefheart's answer is classic. You know, it's like, Dear Captain Beefheart, you know, I'm a fan, signed Bono. And Beefheart's answer was, Dear Bongo, no. Beautiful. And that tells you why it is that I love Captain Beefheart. And Bono and Bongo reminds me of everything that sucks about the 80s and the 90s and the fucking robots that it created, who now give you your mortgage loans and sell you your life insurance. Those people suck my balls. Those people are everything that made me fucking do this instead. It sucks. That shit sucks your soul. Bongo is the soundtrack to the apocalypse. You understand? When I was a financial advisor, I worked in a mutual fund company for a while that was going downhill. So they were trying to right the ship, and we were supposed to be the super team that gets them there, right? And at one point, what they did is they took the entire day off because what we were going to do is listen to a motivational speaker for the entire day so that we can build our team building skills. This is an absolutely true story, okay? Now, this guy is not Anthony Robbins, but he is Anthony Robbins approved. I swear this is true. Okay? I forgot what this clown's name was. He is Anthony Robbins approved, so he is under the Anthony Robbins brand. Anthony Robbins himself put his stamp of approval on this fucknut. And this guy was doing everything that he could to try to get the entire team going. And he would teach us platitudes, fucking boring ass platitudes. Don't worry about if you make a mistake. You shouldn't get down. You should always work and keep going, okay? So what you do is, every time you make a mistake, you say, that's okay, and then tap yourself on the back. I wish I was kidding. This guy wanted us to tap ourselves on the back. Now I'm being paid by this fucking stupid company. At this point, I knew I wanted out. And I'm seeing a bunch of robots do exactly that. And it's like, oh my motherfucking God, I'm stuck in a fucking cult. I don't want to be here anymore. And at one point, he puts on that fucking song, Serious Ways, whatever that. It's alright, it's a down, 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 down. And we're supposed to dance to it. And I know that I'm in my worst nightmare ever because I'm around a bunch of fucking suit and tie assholes dancing to U2, and I'm supposed to act excited because they're paying my salary. I knew. It's like, that was the beginning of the end for me. It's like, I absolutely don't want to be part of this. U2 is the soundtrack of the worst fucking part of my life. So as we do all of this, at one point this guy is trying to get us to share ideas on how it is that we can make this company. And I just shut up. It's like, well, I can maybe go back to my desk and work. I swear I said that. And I made him uncomfortable. He said, yeah, well, you can. And then he just continued on his regular trajectory. It's like, I knew then and there, fucking soundtracked by Bongo and U2, I knew then and there that I was absolutely in the wrong place in my life. And this guy I was listening to was a fucking clown. He was a snake oil salesman. I knew it. I eventually had a nervous breakdown and left banking altogether. And now, look at me. This is who I am now. This is who I should have been all along. So what I'm saying is that U2 will destroy your life. U2 will fucking suck your soul away. It is the soundtrack to assholes. Alright? Bongo is a shit stain of society. I can't stand him. Alright. That was fun to do. You see, I got all the achita out. That's why I do this. Do you enjoy this kind of programming? It's time for you to soundtrack. Oh, you want to hear the best part of this story? Not the president, not the guy who owned the mutual fund company, but the CEO or something. Like the top guy. The very next team meeting that we have together. Dude, I promise, this is one of the biggest fucking douche chill moments of my entire fucking life. This guy was Eric was his first name, I don't remember. This guy was such a fucking douchebag. He used to have his shirts monogrammed with his initials. I swear, every one of his tailor-made shirts had his initials on them. A complete asshole of a human being. I fucking hated him. So what does he do with the first thing? He brings in a CD player with the U2 album and he starts playing that fucking Serious Ways or what's the name of that stupid song? Mysterious Ways, is that it? And he starts playing it and he expects us to dance. Now I'm fucking stuck having to dance in an even smaller group and I'm like, I want to die. I want to fucking die. This is my nightmare. I hated it. And that's why I can't listen to this fucking record ever again, because it reminds me of that. This Pablo Honey reminds me of the worst fucking moments of my life so far. It sucks. Alright, let's listen to 2 more songs and get out of here. What do you say? Lurgy, let's listen to this. Let's see what these geniuses have to say. I know it's gonna get better. I'm putting it on. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? That's the point. Okay. Um, I kind of tuned out. I listened. My ear's on it, but at this point, I don't know. I mean, I'm still giving it a deep listen, I guess, because I mean, I'm listening to it through headphones, but it doesn't have my attention. Look, are you okay with the fact? Let's just get through this, all right? I'm pretty sure I'm done with this record. We're down to the last song. It's called Blowout, and yeah. My short review, I guess, of this album would be Blow It Out Your Ass.
Now, collectively listened to Pablo Honey from beginning to end. This was my very first listen of this record. It's not for me, definitely. I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow. I'll play the other one there, the Bends. I want to say, I think you guys, all of the regulars know this already. We're playing funny here, you know? So I'm telling you some of my miserable stories and trying to kind of, yuck it up. But I would never say this. I just would never say this to a Radiohead fan. I wouldn't. Why would I take away their joy? But Radiohead fans don't have to listen to it if they don't want to. And Radiohead fans are absolutely free to like whatever they like. Everybody is. I like Cher, so who am I to say? But thank you for joining me on my very first and very last spin of Pablo Honey from 1993. I now realize why it is that would have been completely taken off the Radiohead bandwagon, because if I heard this back in the day even once, then I know I was listening to jazz. I was digging. These were some of my very first. When this came out in '93, they were some of my very first digs, deeper digs into the essentials of jazz and the essentials of funk, and with a focus on stuff like Parliament Funkadelic and blaxploitation. So for me, that's where it is that I was spending my money, and I didn't listen to radio. So yeah, I think I made the right decision for back then. I got this as promo, so I'm glad we played it, and it made for it made for a show. It gave us a reason to kind of hang out together. That's cool. But I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to play this record anymore. Tomorrow, did you enjoy the show? Please give it a thumbs up if you did. I very much appreciate the fact that you guys hung out. I think that the best comment here, I am trying to find it, but the best comment here is very much by, what the fuck's his name? Where are you, Christ? Alfredo Rickner. Okay, and I'm going to push it up. He says, my takeaway from Pablo Honey is artists keep at it. You might not be great at the beginning of your careers, but keep pushing. That's exactly right. If this was my first record, even though it's like I would never buy the damn thing, I'd be okay. If taken within the context of what they've done with their career, and I'm very curious to hear what comes next, and I hope to God that it's not like what we just heard. But one way or another, you can't know until you hear it, right? I am pretty sure, though, that multiple listens will not reveal anything. All I hear is you too. So, yeah, this is not for me at all. I hope you enjoyed the show one way or another. Tomorrow, we will do album 2 of 7 from the Radiohead catalog, which is not Pablo, fuck this record. The Bends, is this the next one? When did this come out? This came out in 1995, so it would be about right, okay? So I believe that Bends is the second one. You guys might have to help me with the chronology because I don't know yet. But this is what we play tomorrow afternoon. Okay, 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll do it. Join us tonight for first-time viewers. Please join us tonight at 8 p.m. So that's to say just under 4 hours from now. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just under 4 hours from now, for day 34 of the Virus broadcasts. We are broadcasting every single day to combat the deadly gingivitis and the social distancing that goes with it. So I look forward to hanging with all of you later on this evening. And hey, I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me. Thanks so much for hanging out. See you later on.
That sucked! Can I turn this shit off now? Why do I hear myself? Where am I hearing myself? Fangula Mamad. Yeah. I just wanted to not be here. I have no idea why I'm hearing myself right now. But I think I enjoy the regular shows. I'm glad we did it. You got to hear the bongo rant. You got to hear why I don't like you two. And that's it. So catch you guys tonight. It's 198 tonight. All right. We got tonight. That'll be fun. Bye. Bye.